Hey, what's going on? It's Coach Carville Bailey. Today I want to talk about routines, staying in the routines. What are your routines? Today, players, I want to talk about, what are your routines? What do you do specifically? Let's talk on game night. Game night, what are your routines? And the first thing I want you to do is I want you to analyze and just look back and observe and really, really think about what have you done routine wise that has allowed you to play one of your better games. So when you think about your routines, let's think about the days that you felt as though you had good games or great games. Think back to if you can, understand and recap, visualize the routine that you did from the time that school got out to the time of the game, or from the time that you woke up to the time to the game. We can go as far as until you walk in the locker room getting prepared to play. But let's talk about from the time that school get out. So like high school, grammar school, we're talking about like after 3 o'clock. What are you doing, like right at 3 o'clock when school gets out? College players, pro players, let's think about like what are you doing after morning walk? Because all of this matters. All of this matters going forward. And you may not even recognize it, but it does. And that's why I said let's look at the games in which you had great games or good games. Let's think of those routines. And see, here's the thing. If you're just, acting off spontaneity, just like off just being very, very spontaneous, whatever happens, let's just do it, just go with the flow. If that's what you're doing, then your game will be all over the place because your mind and your emotions are all over the place. I'm trying to get my camera. So I want you to understand that. And when you have a routine and now you're comfortable, the same way I always talk about, the free throw line. Have a routine at the free throw line because through all the chaos of the game, you can go to the free throw line and you can just be comfortable. You can say like, this is home base to me. Comfortable. But let's think about game day. If you rushing, you trying to find socks, you trying to find whatever things you putting on under your uniform, over your uniform, get yourself ready. You might need the bathroom. You got a whole lot of things going on, and you have to be y'all call some of Chicago's finest news people up here on the wall where I'm at right now. But it's so many things go on, and then who knows what the coaching staff will have you do if you need to get taped. All those things go into play. So I want you to focus and let's think of a routine. If you don't have a routine, then now I'm bringing it to your attention so that you can get it. Because the more comfortable you are going into the game, the more comfortable you're going to be during the game, if that makes sense. So get you a routine that you're comfortable with. Like 3 o'clock, if you have to go get you something to eat, if you have to go and use the restroom, if you're putting certain, if you have to listen to certain things to get yourself, pumped up, if you, just like go home and rest. I had a buddy of mine. We used to, Paul Blond, one of my good buddies. We used to actually go to his house after freshman year basketball. We used to go to his house, and one of our routines before our games was we used to watch Purple Rain. Why? I don't know. It had just came out. But like we love Purple Rain, and it was like me, him, another buddy of ours named Charlie. And Charlie just so happened to like really, really like Prince, and I think Paul had the movie. So we used to, watch it all the time. That was like part of our pregame routine. We wouldn't watch it all. We just watch enough of it that we had, and then we'd be like, okay, boom, time to get up, time to go to the school. But now, so what are you doing? You eating? Are you stretching? You watching basketball, playing video games, talking on the phone, sleeping, showering, getting a workout in? What are you doing prior to the game? You want to be able to do that around the same time every game. So now you're getting in a routine. Your body knows, okay, now I know what's coming next. Then your body will kind of follow. So you have to understand that, and then because you know that your coach has a routine. When you come in the locker room, whatever, you kind of go through the same routine um, once it's game time, once you get with the coach. So just be mindful of that and just understand that. Get you a routine. I know that it will help you, but get you a pregame routine that you do. And when you get, to a certain level, mentally, you'll understand sometimes you need a post-game routine also. And sometimes people already do it. They don't even know it, But take a look at your routines because it will definitely play a part in what it is that you do and act as a player. Okay? Now that we got the players out the way, coaches. If you're coaching past 6th grade, if you're coaching 7th grade and beyond, excuse me, your pregame routine when your players warm up should not be just the layup. Can we get past the layup line? Have your players doing something that's going to equate to real game situations. They don't have to show their plays, but have them working on things that you're doing in a game. Like have that part of the pregame routine. If you guys working on dribble drives, maybe work on some dribble drives. You guys work on down screens, work on some down screens. Work on flares, work on some flares. Just do some different things to allow for them to be able to, or if you run, get some good, intense, fast twitch, half court like fast break or transition drills. But to keep them, loose, to keep them going. I'm pretty sure coaches, you have a routine, but if you don't, you want to make sure that you focus on a routine because just as well, when you have everything set and organized that you know that you want to do, you kind of go into the game set already prepared and already ready because you already know, okay, we've done this, and now, you have just a few more things to go before the game is over. And you have to understand that each coach has certain points throughout the game or, throughout the day, certain goals, certain things that they want to hit in order to complete that game and to fulfill that game. So throughout the course of a day, if they have to write up a plan, if they have to execute a plan, they have to make a phone call, they have to, go through it, break down, another play or another game plan, and then get the pregame ready, get ready to go out on the court, start. So each coach has a certain step that they want to hit before they finish that game. And so part of that, again, that's a routine because they want to be able to hit all those goals, all those mile markers, and then be able to move on to the next one because all of those things help in the winning of the basketball contest. So coaches, get you a routine and just know that all that I'm saying, whatever your routine, the same way if you're listening to things on the way to the game, you eat something, take a nap, to have a phone call, whatever you do. Part of my routine was I would always, I would listen to a certain thing going to the game. I would always listen to a certain song going to the game. And then, I would, get all my stuff on the board. We'll put everything on the board. I would go through and, fill out everything on the board once I tell the guys to come in the room. When I come in the room, I wouldn't say anything to the guys. I come in and immediately start writing on the board, us, them, and we'll break down our game plan. Then once we, said our Lord's Prayer after we went through the game plan, went out, I always, waited because my team came back in at 5 minutes. And so during that time, the first 15 minutes, they're warming up. And warming up, they were warming up doing things based on our offense, working on the shots that they could get based on our offense during warm-ups. And so then that made it easier to work on that rhythm shot during the game, or knock down that rhythm shot during the game, because they had been working on it during warm-up. So during that time when they first went out, now it's just me, and I'm going through, okay, the matchup, who's going to guard who, just finalizing some of the things that we're going to do, because I didn't want to give them everything when they first went in. Wanted them to just understand what we needed to do. Then when they came back in, then I kind of gave them their personal assignments for the game. But during the time when they were out, that's when I would say my personal prayer. That's when I would call my wife on the phone. I would let her know, hey, we're about to play. Sometimes I would be to talk to the kids. Sometimes she would just relay the hello to me. She'd tell me good luck, and boom, click. And, it was times where I couldn't make that call, or maybe she didn't answer, but I couldn't get through until after the team came back in, for the 5-minute prayer. And then we went back out, and I went out with the team. Sometimes I would have to make that call before I went into the gymnasium, but that was part of my routine. But, when we weren't able to do those things, it kind of threw us off. It kind of threw me off, and I understood it. And I could tell with my players, when they weren't going through their normal routine, I could see the difference in them as well and in their games. So that's why even on the road, you have a shoot around, you have walkthrough, we try to keep the same routine in practice. And when you're keeping routines, that really helps you. So, whatever you're doing, you want to track. What you track, you can improve. What you track, you can improve. What you track, you can improve. So make sure that you're tracking and keeping an eye out on your routines on the basketball court, and getting yourself mentally prepared to play. I hope that the players understood their part. I hope the coaches understood their part. Hey, it's a 2-part video, a 2-for-1. Now, players, you can even understand some of what your coach is going through and pay attention to their routines as well. Coaches, now you can pay attention to some of the players' routines as well, and see if they're doing what's necessary for the program to be successful. All right, listen, if you want to contact me, want more information about having me come out and speak to your team, work with your team, speak with you as a player, or your child, work with them, give me a holler, give me a shout out, just leave a message below wherever you may see this video. And listen, again, EOE, everybody is equal education opportunity, all right? Equal opportunity for education for everybody. Everybody gets the same opportunity to get educated. That's what I'm calling 2019, EOE. 2019, the year of the EOE. Everybody gets the same opportunity to be educated. And hey, we're going to make basketball fun, and we're going to make it easy to watch again. I don't have a lot wrong with, some of the new things. Let's just keep it legal. Let's just keep it fun. Let's just go back to playing hard. All right, Carvel Bailey, thank you for spending this time with me. Catch me where you can find me.